in our city in Annapolis, there are a number of public housing communities that have really been under-resourced and marginalized in our city. And our church has been involved in building relationship and friendship and serving and working to really participate in these communities to seek the flourishing of these neighborhoods. And so we would spend time in the neighborhood weekly with children and do some programming and things like that. Nothing special. But when people would come to join us, they never once said to me, what your church is doing here is true. They never said what your church is doing here is good. They were always drawing for beauty, language of beauty, aesthetic language. What you're doing here is a beautiful thing. And I think it's because it was bringing delight, again, back to our definition, it was bringing delight or pleasure to their imagination because it fit in such a way as it ought to be. It's a little picture of the kingdom breaking in. As it is, in heaven, it ought to be on earth. And in that moment, it's just a little microcosm of it, as imperfect as it was. But it wasn't just functional. And then the city started to pay attention, and city officials and others started to say, we are drawn into what's happening here because what you're doing has a kind of beauty to it. And I think that's right. I think that's where we want to be as the church, is where our neighbors and friends are saying, we have to be part of that community. We're so drawn to that community. What that community is doing is such a beautiful thing, and we want to partake in it.
Yeah, I read a story of a church community that really impoverished housing. One, if I could use this term, slumlord who owned all the houses. And what he did was he just would go to like Home Depot and buy all the paint that people ordered and it didn't pick up, and he just mixed it all together, and all the houses were this horrible color of brown. Mm-hmm. And this church in that community thought, this is ugly and it's dehumanizing. Mm. And I don't know the whole process, I don't remember the whole story, but the ultimate result was a neighborhood full of houses painted all different colors, and it just became this beautiful array and it just livened the community. Well, obviously what people did is, I want to look for this group of people. Why would they do this? Why would they care about this? Who are they that would want to do such a thing? Yeah. And it was a major ingredient of people becoming interested in the gospel and people in coming to Christ.
Yeah.